We are going into the final week of Best Bet. I'm one of your hosts, Kiprios.
My name is Jimmy the Bag. It's all on the line here in week 8. $4,000 goes to our winner. And a lot of the players have a chance at getting that cash.
The game works like this. Everybody got $1,000. Every Friday, they give us 5 picks. 25% of their bankroll goes out. And then we see where the chips fall. Well, one man who did not fall, who came up a little bit, Donnie right side. He was on the right side of the bets. He won the most money, over $100 last week. Jimmy, what did you think about young Donnie right side?
Cheating these team totals and parlaying them is very interesting. I've not really seen anybody do it, and he did it with aplomb here at big scores. Also, the Jake Cronenworth to record a run, Manny Machado to record an RBI in the thin air of Colorado was a thing of beauty. Picked up a plus 150 parlay there. A dangerous man who is now less than $500 out of first place. He had a huge week. If you think about our leader struggling for the first time in a while, our man Clint fell backwards and opened the door, Kim.
Yes, finally showing this man is mortal when it comes to MMA. Down close to $350. His sole winner, he goes 1-4. Had Holland winning that fight, which was good, but he gave up a little bit of space. He bet more than the mandatory 25%, which he could have been a little bit leaner on. What did you think about what happened with Clint, and can he still win this thing?
You know, we talked about the fact that he didn't bet the minimum. You know, he believes in himself and his cappings enormously, and that's why he's in first, you know. So I thought it was very interesting that he didn't keep it tight, you know. And some weeks he wins, some weeks he doesn't. The fact is, overall, he is a winner. He's in the black. He's in first place. But now, Daryl Rice, coming to us from Los Angeles, California, is only $283.29 back. Some nice hits with the parlay on the Wings first quarter and Connecticut Sun first half. I didn't love how he bet the Chicago Sky game because he put 150 on the first quarter and then 100 on the first half. They covered the first half easily, but not the first quarter. And then he took the team total under 83.5, which doesn't really correlate with that team succeeding. But Daryl has done very well with WNBA, and he's going to need a big week here desperately if he wants a chance at $4,000, and he's right within striking distance. Let's take a look at that overall leaderboard. Clint in first with $1,598.82. Daryl in second, $283.29 back, and then $480.87 back is Donnie. So they're all within $500 here on as we go into the final week of Best Bet. Let's bring in the man right now who is in third place, coming off an excellent week. And if he can keep that momentum going, Donnie can win this thing. Let's welcome from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Donnie Rightside to the show.
And we are blessed with the presence of the man who won Game 7, Donnie Rightside. Seymour, how are you doing, my friend?
Feeling good, blessed, ready to go here. Final weeks of the competition, just ready to stay even keel until we really have to push it in there, Kip.
You are $480.87 back from our leader, Clint. This is the last week of gambling. You've been very military-minded with uniform bets of $100. What does Donnie Rightside do in this last week to cover the spread? Any hints that you can give of how you're going to capture this victory?
I mean, if there's any hints here, Kip, it's like you're sitting at that final table in poker and you get a good little card hold there and you say to yourself, all right, I'm going all in. It's time to press those chips, put them into the middle this week because you can't come up in first place if you're sitting back on the sideline just hoping somebody else loses. You got to seize the day.
Ooh. I like the sounds of that. Donnie, now, $480.87 might sound like a lot, but it's not really. You gained $453.77 this past week alone. Mm-hmm. So if you step up the unit size, there's a big chance for you to earn $4,000 here in this best bet contest. So we need to know, is it going to be team totals that you focus on? Is that what's going to take you to the promised land? Or are you going to focus on team totals? Are you going to focus on full game overs, unders? How are you going to attack it? Are you going to stick with baseball?
Well, got to be honest, it is definitely going to be baseball here. But even on last week's card, I tried to mix it up because the great thing about this, handicap and contest we're in, it's basically a sprint between a Friday and maybe a Saturday, depending on what you're getting out of the lines. Because last week I looked at the lines, and I said, man, I don't like too much out here. But you can't just say, hey, I'm going to pass on this week or bet 1 or 2 games. You got to go 5 games deep. So you really have to start digging in. Baseball is my forte. So now that the NBA is gone and maybe even hockey could be gone by the time we have this Friday, I think I might have an advantage here in Major League Baseball. So we're going to get busy on team totals. And even if we have to string up a couple of parlays to get that extra juice on there, we might have to do it to see if we could take this down.
Speaking of which, this angle you have with cheating team totals down in parlay form, I've not really seen before. We saw it just work this past week. Is this something you've done in the past?
I have done it in the past. Usually I like to stay away from that. But even when you're getting lines that you say, you know what, I wish it was a little bit lower. It's a great way to parlay those things in. And boy, it's like teasers that you look at that look so good. You see a team total like for the Toronto Blue Jays, like a 2.5. You're like, man, sign me up right away. It actually worked out last Friday night. Maybe that'll be part of my repertoire this Friday. But we're going to seek some team totals. And as we say, seek and destroy, baby.
Seek and destroy. You cheated team totals down to 2.5 on 2 different games, and they came out with 3 runs. It worked magnificently. Donnie, thanks so much for hanging out with us here on Best Bet. We have 1 more week left, and you are so close now to that top spot, and we will be cheering for you heavy. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, my man.
Fantastic, guys. Love it. Been a part of the show. It's been wonderful stuff. 1 more week to go. Let's press it all in and see if we can come up with some aces.
I love it. We go from Donnie right side now. We go to our 2 leaders, Clint McLean and Daryl Rice. Let's bring them on to the show.
And we are in studio with first place and second place. Clint and Daryl, how you fellas doing?
Doing good, Kip. Thanks for having us back.
Yes, man. Clint, you were up $283 over Daryl. Last week, you only needed to bet 25%. You went to about 32%. This week, the final week, will you get aggressive or will you be conservative and just hope the players around you do not have the steam and the ability to catch you? What are you thinking for the final week of this competition?
Kip, I think I probably need to play it somewhere in the middle. I can't just sit back and try and win this thing by counting on these guys to lose because let's face it, these are some of the best cappers we know. I'm not going to count on them to go 0-4, 0-5, or 1-4, 0-5 on this final week of the card. Somebody's going to hit something. I'm going to need to put some points up to be able to stay in the lead. So I'm not expecting to be overly aggressive, but I think a balanced approach is probably the way to go.
You're so close, Clint. So close, but also so very far. A big week. And you have Derl breathing down your neck. As Kip said, Derl, you're just 283.29 behind. And WNBA's been taking you to the bank. How much are you going to risk to catch Clint and cash $4,000?
It's go big or go home, right? I'm emptying the clip here. I have to. I have no choice. We don't know what the other contestants are betting, so we really can't get an angle on how much to bet. And so in this case here, I've got to see what I've seen in the past, and that is Clint has done pretty well with his wagers. He's had some long shots. He's had some parlays. And so I've got to use some type of approach to beat that. So I am emptying the clip. This week here is either going to make me win big or I'll be back at the bottom.
Well, man, you have tightened the gap, and it was a very, very important week for you. You caught up $379 on our man Clint. If you do that again, you win. It is sure shot time. Clint, talk to us. What are you looking at for the rest of the week to get paid? Do you have a sure shot for us?
I do, Jimmy. So there's only one bet so far that I've already made locked in for the UFC fight this weekend. And that's my guy, Chris, the Action Man Curtis. I got him at minus 150. He came into the UFC completely disrespected by everybody. He's been a gigantic underdog, and now finally he's getting the respect that he deserves. It's another matchup that some people think is maybe not the most favorable for him, but I'm kind of ride or die with my boy at this point. Minus 150, Chris the Action Man Curtis to get it done over Rodolfo Vieira. I think he's going to use his gas tank as a weapon, outlast this man, and get him out of there probably in the 3rd round.
That's a sure shot from Clint McLean. Well, let's take it over to ItsDerl. Derl, do you have something for the folks out there? You got a lock for us. Do you have a sure shot for the people of Best Bet? We need to know.
Yeah, looking more into this game. Chicago Sky, very injured right now with Candace Parker. She hadn't played last game, which cost them. This may be a chance to jump on it or Chicago Sky early if Candace comes in. If she comes in, you're going to think that Vegas game is going to have a large spread here. So if you're early to the bank, you can possibly catch Chicago if Candace plays. You got to wait on that news. But I'm also going to look at that team total, whatever that number is coming out under. If Candace Parker isn't going to play, you've got one of the best teams in the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces. I'm looking at the team total under Chicago Sky. They're averaging now a little over 83. That's gotten a little higher now because of their overtime game against LA and then their game against the Fever. So I do believe there might be some value in the under if Candace doesn't play against Vegas Aces being probably the best team in the WNBA.
Love it. The sure shots are in. Action man for Clint. Sky team total under if Parker isn't in, and a possible look on the Sky. Do you think it's going to open at double digits there?
If it opens at double digits, that tells a lot, right? These numbers move fast in the WNBA. So whatever that line opens at, you're going to see it get pounded in one way, shape, or form. If you see it open large and it starts going down, then that's going to be news that Candace is possibly playing. It's a knee. You don't want to go on this losing streak. You'd have to turn around and play the Sparks here in a bit, in which you lost to overtime with them. So it's going to be telling with the line movement. So it's going to be one of those things to where you're going to wait for that number to open, probably press that button, seeing which direction it's going. I don't think there's any reverse line movement here. It's going to be telling in one way, shape, or form if Candace is playing. If that line goes up, then you know it's probably a good chance that Candace doesn't play. Don't have all the news on her injury status just yet, but she is considered questionable. Didn't play last game. Maybe she gets up, but this could be a dog play if she does play.
I love it. And that's Tuesday night action with the Aces at home. Well, it's been so much fun with both of you guys. Sadly, next week, you can't both be here. Only the champion will be joining us. That's it. Only the Caproo is about to be $4,000 richer, or will probably already be $4,000 richer, will join us. But we've loved working with both of you so much. You've been such a joy to be around and watch Cap throughout this best bet year. So we love you guys. Good luck this week. Get that cash. We believe in both of you and can't wait to see the final results. So thank you, Clint, my man, Derl, my man, from all of us at Best Bet. Great sports, great guys. Get that cash.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Clint McLean and Daryl Rice. What a couple of great guys coming right down to the wire for $4,000. Kip, it is sure shot time. We heard the looks from both Clint and Derl. It is now up to us to deliver the goods to the fans and friends of Best Bet. What is your sure shot this week, my guy?
The Sherbert shot put, a.k.a. the Sure Shot. Well, Scooby had snacks, and I'm about to pop some Molly. That's right, T. Molly on the mound versus Gonzo. Reds versus Dodgers. He's been pitching well. Gonzo obviously has been pitching well. I am just going to go that both of these guys are going to keep it low scoring. They're going to hold the sticks. So I'm going first five on the under. Jimmy, what have you got for the Sure Shot?
Well, let me also say I like your look very, very much. I think that it may end up on my card as well. That's how much I like your first five under. Wow. I have the early game just before yours pops off. Rockies, Marlins. Rockies hit lefties hard. Daniel Castano coming off a great first start of the season for him, but he hasn't been able to make this team over the last 3 years, 60 innings over the last 3 years. Sure, he gets off to a nice start. Let's see what the Rockies do to him. And Ryan Feltner is a 25-year-old that I believe in. And he just had a great start against the Padres in San Diego. That Padres team's been ripping the leather off the ball. I know the Marlins smash righties, but can Feltner get me there through 5 innings? And can the Rockies get enough on the board against Castano that I get paid? I think so. Rockies first five for me. Dodgers, Reds, first five under for Kip. Let's go out there and get that cash.
Take money, take money.
Best bet. One final week. to crown a champion. Who will it be? Who will be $4,000 richer? It's all on the line, and you can catch us this Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on our Twitter feed at Best Bet Show, going over everybody's picks and deciding who we think has the best chance of getting paid in full. My name is Jimmy the Bag. It's all on the line right here.
I am Kipriodios. It all comes down to week 8 for Best Bet and Gaming Today. I'm out of here. Peace.
Get that cash.
Get it.